Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you a lunch trade that I took. And the first thing I did was I saw that we were consolidating here, like we're in this huge consolidation, this range. We break through it, and then let me put my crosshairs on here. We have SMT right here, right? With ES. So let me open up ES chart. Let me just, like this. Okay, so crosshairs. See this high right here goes up right here, and that's SMT with ES. Okay, so we have SMT with ES. All right, so now what are we looking at? Well, first thing we're doing is we're marking up our, our fair value gap. This would be a fair value gap being respected right here. So we'd like to see that get violated and turn that into an inversion, and then we can go lower. This would be a breaker here. If we break it, this would be a breaker here. Just marking this off if I'm going short. Once we pass through this, this would be a breaker. It's not a breaker right now. Right now it's just an order block, so I'm going to make it be a order block. Okay. So you can see how I'm marking my chart, expecting things to happen, what is going to happen when they go down. And my I put my, like the plus sign here because I expect it to hit this and come up. If it was a minus order block, I'd expect it to come up and then go down. So when I have my breaker minus BRK here, I know that I'm looking for it to trade through it and then use it for resistance to continue going lower. So that's what I'm looking for. But let's turn on. So we have all the different colored candles are the Kraken volume profile. Let's turn on Kraken Visuals here. Look, we have a 15-minute fair value gap right here. We have a 5-minute fair value gap right here. I'm on the 1-minute time frame. Okay, we have a 1-hour fair value gap right here, which is huge. It's right underneath this target. So if I was taking a short, that'd be my first target or my main target, obviously depending on how far I'm at. So say we get in up here somewhere down here, that's 45-point trade. I'll take that. That's a good target for afternoon. I love it. So we're targeting these relatively equal lows and going into the 1-hour fair value gap. Okay, so that's that. Let's turn on the Kraken Silver Bullet Pro here. Let's make sure we have everything selected here. Let's see where it is. Okay, let's turn it on. Okay, so I was the only thing down there, so we're just focusing on up here. All right, so we just took AM buy side liquidity. Previous week high has already been taken, and then New York kill zone. All right, so let me turn those off. Turn all these off. AM buy side we just took. New York lunch is gone. All right, I'm just turning all that off. Okay, I leave previous week on because I always forget to turn it back on when I turn it off. So I leave that and previous day high and low on all the time. All right, well, let's see what happens here. I want to see, that's a 5-minute fair value gap. It gets traded through. All right, so that is now an inversion fair value gap. So as soon as price trades into it, well, we would have taken a short right there. I don't really want to use it right there. If I take my short, it's going to be right here. I guess I'll sell one there, but you know that we would have been up here and TP right this down here where this low is. Okay, we would have got it in up here on the inversion. So this is a very bad spot job, placement job from Tradingview. So would have got 7 handles in profit already. So $100 and some dollars, 140 bucks. So instead of at 0, but it is what it is. All right, let's see if we can take another trade off this and making this an order block, turn it into a breaker. And now it's a breaker, but I'd like to see it come back just a little bit. Nope. Okay. Not going to. Because we're so low here, I'm going to move my stop down, my break even, to go break even, because it was up here. I would have just moved it up here, but because it's so down, I'm reducing my risk here. All right. So this is now a breaker. It's minus breaker. So I have the minus on the top, so that way I know that I'm going down. It's another one way I tell if I'm going up or down on these. All right, well, let's see this fair value gap right here. Let's see how this gets respected, treated. All right, let's just continue. Trade it into. Okay, there's a 5-minute fair value gap right here too with this 1 minute. So I'll move that out so you can see it better. Time distortion, consolidation. Like that. Oh. I liked it better when it was red for a second. All right, so now you just saw a 15-minute fair value gap. That's a pink right here. So you have a 15-minute fair value gap, you got a 5-minute fair value gap, and a 1 minute. I'm feeling very, very confident that these are not going to get broke and tapped into. It's very good. My stop is actually above the 5-minute fair value gap, which is above equilibrium. I'm sorry, consequent encroachment of the 15-minute fair value gap. So I'm really happy with my stop right there. There's the start of the 2 o'clock hour. Done. Let's just do this. Whew. It turned into a 4-hour fair value gap, man. All right, let's look at something here for a second. Let's turn this off and let's just measure this fair value gap here. Oh, we could have came to the middle. You can add text, by the way, if you want to do that, but that's the middle of the 1-hour fair value gaps where we should have moved our stop to this right here. Would have been great. All right, well, that's where we targeted. We were targeting 47 points. It ended up taking us out down here, which because of this candle, that's just the way Tradingview does it, based off the low it goes. All right, so let's give it a few more candles, see what happens here. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me make this bigger. Here we go. All right, so let's do a recap for a second. It was after lunch. We saw that we were consolidating and we took out the AM buy side liquidity. We had SMT with ES. We had a fair value gap and an order block. We saw that the fair value gap was traded through, made it an inversion. We would have entered right when it came up and tapped that inversion fair value gap. But Tradingview entered us down here at the close of the candle. So we had take our stop loss as soon as it crossed through down here, about 60%. We lowered it to break even. It was a little further than I would have liked because of the way that Tradingview we were entered. It was 7 points lower than where we should have entered at. So it was a little aggressive moving it that fast. But if it was based on where this picture was or this short position is, it was a good entry. You would have moved your stop to that point. So obviously the breaker traded right through. It never really retested it. I guess this candle does close right below it, and this one does retest it. So if you're one of those people that can catch those really good, great job. If not, the breaker it held, it never been retested. We did have a 5-minute fair value gap here using the Kraken Visuals. We had a 5-minute fair value gap show up here. We had a 15-minute fair value gap show up here, and we had a 1-minute fair value gap here, all of which were respected. Had all this tight range, but it was always respected with the bodies and never close in those fair value gaps. So institutional order flow entry drill right here, and we should have targeted the consequent corrections, the 1 hour fair value gap, which would have been about here. And look where it traded to, right in there. Would have been great. That's the afternoon trade on Monday, May 20th, using the Kraken Silver Bullet Pro, the Kraken Visuals, and Kraken Volume Profile.